Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Tex is back with the MUTMen podcast, episode 113, and we're joined, as always, by Gutfoxx. How you doing, brother?
Not so bad. Hey, so we know the number 13 is bad luck. What about 113? Is that like bad luck times 10? Is this going to be a disaster?
Only if it's on a Friday, and I'm going to purposely upload this on a Friday so we get double the bad luck.
No, don't do that. I don't need any more of that. Yeah, ever since I switched to Santeria as my religion, it's been downhill. The voodoo dolls aren't working so well for me like I thought they will. So let's do it on Thursday, Tex.
I got
like
you.
Normal.
Thursday will be up. We will not have any bad luck here. It'd be ironic if Thursday was Friday the 13th, and that'd be perfect, but it's not. It's like the 25th or whatever. I don't know what it is. Something like that.
Yeah, days, they mean nothing. You live in a whole different world, it's your world, we're just all living in it.
That's how I like it.
Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. But, hey, what's the text message?
All right, so I don't really have any text messages this week.
You say that every week.
So I say that every single week.
Then you bring it on a banger.
Something, but this one, all I did this past weekend was want to fight. See, this is why I hate RNG. This is why I hate RNG in Madden. This is why I hate RNG in board games. I played a board game, HeroScape. We discussed this a couple weeks ago, where we play with these superhero characters like Dungeons and Dragons, and you have to destroy your opponent's team. So this time we linked up and had dual teams where we were playing co-op, and we had to destroy two other people, and then destroy two other people and collect these objectives and win the game. Whenever it was my turn to attack, you get these skull dice. If you roll skulls, you attack. If you roll blanks, you get nothing. If you roll just shields, you get nothing. So every time it was my turn to attack, I kept rolling blanks and shields. When it was my turn to defend, I kept rolling all skulls. And so I'm over here with 30 dice in my hand, rolling against somebody with 4 dice, and I should be able to attack that person or block that person. I kept getting attacked and I died. So RNG got to go, bro. I hate that shit so much.
So you're arguing to get RNG out of board games?
Out of board games with dice. Like, there should be a minimum attack at all times. I was so mad. You have no idea how mad I was. I'm over here like, so the person I'm playing with, the person's defense, a person's attack is 7, but because I had the high ground, I had 4 people in the same squad, I had an extra 5 dice, I got 7 dice plus the 5, and then I'm going to get somebody with 4 dice. I should win that matchup. Wrong. Kept losing.
What you need, Rex is kind of freed up. Maybe he can work on it with his competitive stuff, taking the dice rolls out of the game, make it more, competitive there, gaming. What do you think of that?
I mean, like, is Rex want to work for a company that doesn't really exist anymore again? Because this company, HeroScape, I don't think they make cards anymore. I think everything is now all fan stuff. So he can come do it out of his free time if he wants to. I would like. So
there's no competitive HeroScape.
There needs to be though. There needs to be, because I mean, it'd just be amazing to see somebody flip the damn board because of the nonsense that ensues. Like, there's certain cards overpower. Like, Batman can do a lot of dumb shit. Like, he can evade, he can leave engagements, he can freaking block, and then on top of that, attack you with your own fucking attack. It's ridiculous. Like, this game is kind of annoying how the OP some of these cards are.
Well, okay, OP cards. I mean, we're used to a game like that, but so I have no knowledge of this game, but. Why do you want it? Isn't RNG part of the fun of it though? Like, isn't that just like
not when you're getting your ass kicked.
Anyone can win? What?
Not when you're getting your ass kicked. It is not that anybody can win. It's that I'm not winning. So that's why I'm mad.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, my first time playing this game, I washed everybody, and the last 4 times I can't even roll the right dice. Like, I'm over here getting. It's just kind of funny to think that, like, I'm so unlucky that I on accident I can't roll 2 skulls. I'm trying to roll 2 skulls and I can't. Other than when I need to roll 2 skulls, it's just kind of funny how life works like that, where a person can be lucky for that day and just have to be on fire rolling the dice.
And like, do you think there's like a certain pattern to that? Like, a lot of people want to see patterns in that kind of RNG, but like, I don't know. It's just so, because like you said, beginner's luck or randomness. It's so weird, and it's I don't know. I'm trying to tie it back to Madden in some way, and RNG and the complaints for RNG and everything, and. It's really tough. Like, how do you have an entertaining game then? Like if there's no RNG in that kind of game, like how, like then you'd never attack if you're gonna lose no matter what, right? Wouldn't you just keep retreating until whatever? Like, how is that a fun game at that point?
See, I get your point there, and we tie this back to Madden. Like, do you want RNG like that with the dice rolls? Because like, if I had to choose, I kind of would rather Madden be like that game. At least when I know I lose, I can have something to blame. So I can't blame my skill. Like, oh, I lost the game because of this reason right here.
Yeah, so like it always, this RNG argument always brings me back to this card game I used to play. I think it was like Marvel, like Versus. It's called Versus. And basically in Versus, if you brought a better deck, you were going to win. I don't know, like 95% of the time. I was on the forums. I wasn't a part of like the competitive scene of that, but like the better deck in that game won a majority of the time in a card game, and the game just absolutely died. And this is a game with all the Marvel characters, and you know how big that franchise is and stuff. It's bigger now than when that game came out, but and then like you'd see other games do so well that had a little bit more RNG, like the Magic. I know that's kind of, you know, the OG, so that's why that succeeded. But like there's the Pokemon, the other more random games that people end up liking a little bit more because there's a little bit of that RNG factor. It's more exciting. So having a completely deterministic board game or card game, while in theory it's great because you'll never get screwed, I think screwing's part of the fun. I mean, in life and in card games, just getting screwed is what we go for.
Oh, definitely. Like it's more enjoyable with me getting angry than me being on top, because I'm smug when I'm on top. Like, everybody there is like all super like they play this game every weekend. I just got into the club because I finally got to play with the cool kids at the big lunch table. And then first time winning, I thought I was the king of these streets. And now that I can't roll, I can move over here losing. When I got 18 dice in my hand, somebody got 3. It's frustrating. And I like this, but I hate this, and I like this, but I hate this.
They totally loaded your dice.
I think I think they kind of finessed me there, man. I think my dice weren't actually like they kept like like they were like from Chris Angel, David Blaine magic going on there. They kept changing skulls when I roll one.
Yep.
I roll a skull and all of a sudden the dice is like doing like it's just spinning 360 style, then lands on a blank. I'm like, how's this possible? Like what?
Yeah, I think that's DDA in your game. I think they dynamically adjusted your difficulty at that point.
Without telling me, like one went from freaking playing on easy mode, which was giving me all the good rolls, to playing on veteran, and all of a sudden I'm over here like I can't do anything. I had a good team too. I had a really good team. I should have won. I had 3 great monsters, and then all those 3 guys that were overpowered just got wrecked in like 4 turns.
It's a damn shame, man. EA will get you no matter what you're doing. EA get you. But let's go through the agenda here of the podcast. So we're going to do upfront loot box talk. We talked about it a little bit, and it's gambling. I don't know if it was last week or a couple weeks back. It might have been last week. That was a really long podcast. We got through a lot of stuff there. And then competitive guys promoting gambling and Stiff's Twitter rant on that. Do we want Chems and Madden 19? Fan Appreciation Weekend, golden tickets coming and when. The Gray promo that's been teased. The Madden 19 leaks with route running, QB break sack, and more. The MUTheads golden tickets, the remaining Ultimate Legends, and then questions from the comment section of the last MUTMen podcast. So if you guys want for us to look through your questions for next podcast, put them in the comments of Texas's comment section down below right now for the questions. We'll answer them next week, so look for that. We're not going to be able to answer all of them as they're, a bunch of them, and they're, kind of in-depth stuff. So, all right, let's start off up top. So you wanted to talk, you said you're very passionate about this topic and loot boxes in general, and first off the question, is loot box gambling, are loot boxes gambling in-game for EA?
I would think they are gambling. Just because you guarantee something doesn't mean it's not gambling.
Isn't that the exact opposite of what that means?
Well, no, because their whole argument is that, we're guaranteeing you an item, and so that's why it's not gambling, but you're putting money into a game for a chance to pull something better than what that card is, which is what gambling is. Like in poker, you're guaranteed 2 cards. I mean, I'm sorry, blackjack, but you're still gambling. You're guaranteed 2. You don't know what those 2 cards are though. So I don't really get the whole guise of we guarantee you a gold card in this pro pack, so therefore, since you know what you're getting, that's not gambling, even though you're putting money into a game for the chance at pulling greatness.
Yeah, see, the thing is, like, the big argument, no matter whether it's like your cards upgrading, I got a long rant on this, so just bear with me while I go through this. So, with the gambling and blackjack, now the reason EA says their stuff isn't gambling is because you can't get money back out of it. Like, Japan's got some weird gambling laws where you can't get money back out of Japan, out of their gambling shops. So basically, they give you a trinket, and that trinket conveniently in the store next door, they'll buy it for $20 or $100 or whatever it is. So you take your trinket and you go to the store next door and they buy it from you. So that's kind of like it's a way of getting around gambling in Japan. So it's kind of the same thing with EA. They give us a trinket, but then we can't convert it back into real money. So that's why they say they don't gamble, because you legally, and that's why they're so harsh against coin sellers. One of the reasons is because if you could convert those coins into real cash, then it could be, like you said, getting these cards and the upgrade could be considered a closer thing to gambling. So that's why one of the reasons they go after coin sellers so hard and they don't like it in their game. It's because they don't want to get regulated like that. And they even said that in their quarterly briefing, that they're still aggressively pursuing those people. You know, they tried to put those people in England behind bars. I don't know. Did they get sentenced and put in jail? I think they just got a big fine, right, Tex?
I don't even know what happened with that. Like, so people who were running against the coin side overseas they got arrested and charged.
Yeah.
Did not know
that.
Yeah.
I think they just got it. I'm not sure though. Maybe I don't know. I haven't kept up with it either. But anyways, so that's one of the reasons why it's not gambling, because you can't actually get money out of it. But here's the thing. Here's my opinion on this whole thing. Gambling, I don't think it should be illegal. In my opinion, this whole conversation, gambling should definitely be legal. Like, I think gambling should be regulated the same as, like, say, smoking. Like, obviously, EA sells a lot of packs to people under the age of 18. They use their parents' money or whatever. But, like, I don't know how deep I want to get into this rant, because I've gone on like 15-minute tirades on stream on this stuff. So with gambling, it's becoming more legalized. As we saw, that the Supreme Court just made sports gambling in America legal. Now it's up to the states to determine whether they want sports gambling in their state. And so as we can see, like, it's kind of moving that, like, almost every state in this nation has gambling, either, Nevada or Indian reservations or lottos and stuff like that. So gambling is completely legal across this country already. So even if it is considered gambling, and I don't really care if it is or isn't, because I think it's just legal. It should be legal. Like, what's the big deal here? Why are men our age, kids or whatever, why are we so against loot boxes, but we're okay with gambling itself? We're like, these loot boxes are gambling, they should regulate it. And then, like, you saw the online poker craze 10 years ago, before that got eliminated, where every man in generalities, in person, there was a ton of people doing online poker. So, like, we were definitely into gambling then when it was poker. And poker, I know they kept it legal longer than other online, like blackjack, because they said it's a game of skill or whatnot, before they ended up losing it. So it's weird. It's so weird. I think we're all caught up in our hate of EA that we don't understand. Don't take this away from us. Like, don't take it away from us like they took away poker. Like, don't ask for the government to come in and regulate your shit. Like, I see a lot of people like, the government should regulate loot boxes. They shouldn't be like that. Stop. Do you know what regulation does? Do you know what happened to the NCAA game when they got sued? I remember when that lawsuit was happening, everybody was rejoicing. Yeah, stick it to EA. Fuck them. Take their money. Give them to the NCAA athletes, because the EA is a bunch of corporate assholes. What happened to us? We lost NCAA football. Now, 4 years later, we're still stuck at NCAA 14 saying that's the greatest football game of all time, because some asshole Ed O'Brien decided to sue, and EA and EA are not people. The corporate, the execs, they are not video game lovers. They are not sports game like enthusiasts. They basically are MBAs. They go into business, and they try to maximize stock price. So if we bring the government into this, if we bring lawsuits into this, and EA corporate decides that Madden and a football franchise is costing them more than it's worth, guess what? We're losing this. And then it's going to be another 3 or 4 years before another studio is able to pick up a football franchise and the football and for them to create a decent football product. Like, we lose Madden, we're stuck with Axis Football. Do you know what Axis Football is? It's like Madden, 99, 98. There's the Canadian football. You saw my review of the Canadian football game. Absolute trash. Like, the stuff we have on the, like, 2K, they had a game 10 years ago. We had the backbreaker, we had the other games, like those, like, great. The Street, bring back NFL Street, great. I love those games. But do you know how long it would take to develop a football game? I don't want to lose this. I don't want to lose this Madden to regulations, because we have this short-sighted need to punish EA. Now, they don't do, like, the suits at EA are the biggest issue. And so I just don't want to basically give them even the out to shut down this franchise, even if they're kind of boning us on microtransactions. I still think Madden is the premier football game in the market, and I don't want to lose football as a game. All right, Tex, what's up?
All right, I got you. I agree with everything because like this, I don't think EA's just gonna not make Madden because of the regulations, because they could just regulate it better, so that way it's not going to people who are at a certain age, obviously. So, but the game the rating would change, which then might affect their sales. So they can easily, change some things, make it happen. But I'm looking at this article that I linked you from Young Yi about our boy EA chief Andrew Wilson said that just a blatant lie. So I think that's why we kind of want to take it EA, because they think we're stupid. Like that's probably why a lot of us just kind of like we don't want this fight. But if they keep acting like we don't know what we're talking like. If they keep acting like they are smarter than we are, that's where it gets kind of issue.
What's the lie? What are they saying that they're smarter than us then?
We're going to continue to push forward with FIFA Ultimate Team. I guess the Ultimate Team in general. EA Chief Officer Andrew Wilson said during a conference call with the industry analysts, "We're always thinking about our players." That's not true. We're always thinking about how to deliver these types of experiences in a transparent, fun, and fair way, and in a balanced way for our players. We'll continue to work with regulators on that. The transparent thing's a blatant lie. We don't know what pack odds are.
Yeah, obviously. That's like I forgot what the hell they're called in politics, but basically it's something you say
doublespeak.
What's that?
Doublespeak? Is that the word you're looking for?
Yeah, that's pretty close to what I was thinking. It's a more specific word, I forgot. But basically you say something, and there's a lot of things that you leave unsaid, and you don't say it, but everybody knows it's a truth.
Plausible deniability.
Yeah, so everybody knows they're not transparent with these things, but you can't say that. Like, the CEO can't just come out and say, yeah, we're fucking over our players because we're not telling them the odds. I mean, so it's not something he can say. So by him saying transparent, yeah, it's an obvious lie. But it's like everybody that has a brain knows that, but he's just saying those words to comfort people and investors.
Yeah, which I try to understand why you're doing it, because that's good business practice to be out here just not telling the entire truth. But when players that are me, like you don't even gotta be like a genius to figure it out. When they're saying like, oh, we're trying to make this game fun, fair, and balanced, when you're not doing that in the slightest, where a guy can spend $100 and get nothing, or a guy can spend $7.50 and get everything. So like it's not really balanced in the way they're talking about. I guess like microtransactions they're not going to be balanced. It's just going to comes down to the luck of the person pulling, which is what it comes down to gambling. You're playing a lottery, and the lottery is gambling.
Yeah. Well, I guess, like I said, I don't really care if it is gambling or not.
I don't care either.
I think gambling should be legal.
It's going to be illegal too in certain states instead of Senate or Congress, right? Just approve. No,
the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court. So again, I mean, that's an argument a lot of people can have. Like, loot boxes are gambling. I don't know. It's not one that I really care about. So I could easily argue it both ways, that it is and it isn't. It's just not. It's just such a dumb thing to be arguing about, in my opinion. So I don't really want to engage on the is it gambling or is it not, because it clearly is and it clearly isn't by the legal definition. Because I've talked to Black Letter Law, who I tried to get on the podcast once, but we had audio issues. That was one that you were gone for, I think, Tex.
Okay.
So, anyways, yeah. So, anyway, I don't know. What does everybody in the comment section think? Like, do you want the government to come in here and regulate the loot boxes for EA? Like, okay, Tex, here's a question for you. Mm-hmm. Do you think loot boxes, or do you think people under the age of 18 should be allowed to open packs in Madden?
No. Well, it's just weird though, because
what about with coins?
Nah, I just feel like if they're gonna have the microtransactions nature, well, even there's kid games right now that are microtransaction for little babies and infants, because that's kind of how these companies operate. I don't think any person under the age of probably 18 should be able to be out here to gambling, because there's some really bad horror stories. And I feel and you don't want no 14-year-old getting introduced into this world of stealing my mom's credit card and putting it in the Madden to try to pull that amazing card. It's probably less so now, because you can actually just grind your way to do all this stuff, so to actually spend money back in the day how it was originally. But I don't think that this game should be marketed for everyone when a 8-year-old or 9-year-old can be on here, which I obviously using kids as well, adults as well, who get addicted to this whole pulling pack euphoria and just keep chasing that same high.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so with the 14-year-old stealing a credit card and using their mom's, Could the mother or father charge back Microsoft or Sony for that purchase?
Sony, I don't think so. Unless the points are still on the account. Microsoft, to give you a one-time refund, but I don't know what the amount is up to.
Okay. So like Microsoft's a little bit more lenient with it, but
Yeah,
like
Microsoft's
you can always call the bank. I think it's like 6 months at a bank to charge back a credit card charge, and then you'll get your money back. You'll get your account. You'll lose your account, but I think if you're the parent, you're totally fine with them losing their account.
Yeah.
And getting your money back and charging it back. Now I don't know if that brings in more legal hassles. Like if technically, I think if Sony was able to pursue it legally, they could, take it to small court and then small claims court and try and get you that way. I don't know if they would waste their time or spend their time on that, if it'd be worth the lawyer cost. But they could technically pursue your kid for the cash or whatever. So I don't know if that's been like a court case decided yet. So that's kind of a gray area too. But the parents do have a recourse to get their money back if a kid charges it, right?
Yeah, I think that you have to. You say, look, they stole my card, and because my card got compromised recently, and the bank gave me all my money back. So
yeah,
banks are pretty good about reimbursing you if something proves to be nefarious.
Yeah, and I mean, like, oftentimes we see a lot of things happen in our society. We always talk about protecting the kids, and because it's an easy thing to say.
Yeah, it's easy trope. It's easy applause guy. Like you could literally go on, like if you're bombing on stage at at a presentation or at a speaking engagement, you just gotta say, "How about the kids? They're our future," and everybody just yeah. It's easy applause guys. It's Captain Easy stats. So
I love it.
I feel what you're saying about that. Kids are easy talking points because people are not going to be like, "No, fuck the kids." I'm not saying that. It's all about protect the kids.
Yeah, it is totally. It's like Lehigh football rules. Let me know if everybody got that reference. But so yeah, so I mean, like kids are easy to say that, and it's been something through our entire society. It used to be about like music, like rap music or heavy metal music. It's protect the kids, make sure they can't hear this stuff. And like before that, it was like dangerous books. You didn't want to corrupt the youth with dangerous books. So it's just another one of those things, like those arguments that I'm like, ugh, we got to bring in kids. We can't just like debate itself. Like so. I don't know. It's a complex topic, and I could see like all sides of this, and everybody's got a good point, which it's kind of tough because I fall on both sides of the debate too, and I want to take a hardcore stand one way or the other, but I really can't.
Yeah, I just don't think microtransactions should be in games with minors at all. Like obviously we have certain regulations when it comes to drinking and smoking, those arbitrary numbers, but like I don't want my niece out here playing like to build a house on her iPad. It pops up, you can build a house faster if you buy more energy. Like no, get out of here. A lot of the
games, can you just like shut it down? Like you could put like parental controls on a lot of stuff to not be able to.
Yeah, my niece doesn't have like access to my sister's like Apple iTunes account, so she can't actually buy this stuff in game.
Oh,
but some parents like they have access to all that stuff because it's just a press of a button. It's like ID scan.
Well, isn't that the parental responsibility then? Like why are we taking so much responsibility off the individual and putting it on the company?
Because parents don't know about these some parents don't know about these microtransactions because they don't really.
Ignorance is not a defense against the law.
That's not a law. What are you talking about?
I know. I'm just saying. It's a good saying. Roll with it.
All right, I got you.
Ignorance is no way to go through life, Tex.
No, my grandma watched when my uncle was in prison. My grandma watched his two young children. They both had tablets. She had no idea what they were doing on it half the time. And so, like, if she would have got like a crazy bill because of these kids did something, she would not know about it until the end of the month. And so I can understand how parents don't know, especially because some of these games, like, they'll just pop it up randomly, so the kid just may accidentally click it. I don't. It happened to Kanye a couple years ago. Like I think one of his kids, or it might have been Nori, spent like $25,000 on microtransactions.
That's awesome.
Which is like crazy. I don't know how the hell she did all that. Like that's a lot of money.
That's a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, because
not to Kanye, but
yeah, because she was playing a children's game too. It was like she was out here playing like some other. She was playing a children's game. And they had microtransactions in it, so they obviously want to try to target the young people into this stuff. But I think those games are a little bit more. Predative. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Predatorial. Whatever. Yeah, predatorial. Because they're kind of they're trying to get money out. Ignorance, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah. See, like, and if you're targeting kids, and that's just like scummy business, and I can see why like Apple would put in stuff like that, but I don't know. Do you think that like the government should really get involved with it? Do you think an act of Congress needs to be made to create a law or something like that? Like it needs to be regulated because I'm really nervous bringing the government into any part and regulating anything. Because stuff can like easily get overdone. Because like you know how politics works. Basically, people take a stand and then they grandstand and then they basically making it a huge issue and they try to get their stuff passed and then all of a sudden it's shut down for everybody. Like I don't know. I just hate how that ends up not always happening, but sometimes happening like that. And that's a risk I don't really want to take because like in the end, like you said, it's easy to applaud the kids, but basically fuck the kids. I don't want kids running my life.
I agree, and I don't really want government in this game because what was going to happen is that it's still going to like these pack odds are still everything will be exactly the same. That the only thing is packs be more expensive because the government wants they cut. It's the only thing that'll change. The government wants this money that's not going to them.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're getting the money. I mean, taxes. Obviously.
Well, they're getting the money.
Coming off sales.
They'll get more.
Tax.
They'll get more from like a direct.
Gambling tax?
Yeah,
gambling tax. Yeah. Definitely. The states are putting in gambling taxes now with that new law.
Yeah, they'll get a lot more direct gambling tax. Plus, you still got to pay your taxes. So they'll be getting they'll be double dipping, or what's that saying? Having their cake and also stealing it from your plate as well. Yeah, that's what they'll be doing.
Yeah, I can feel that. Yeah. So, interesting what happened. Like, Belgium banned loot boxes. Like, basically, I think. Did I say this on last week's podcast? But basically, Belgium, you just got nerfed. You're gonna have to play in FIFA, and you're gonna have to grind for all your coins. And I heard there's very little ways of grinding for coins in FIFA. So good luck.
The thing about it is, I just don't know how they're gonna like ban it because you can just get the game elsewhere. Like, is it gonna be like an IP ban on FIFA titles? Like, can you not? Is all the ISPs are gonna be like, no, you cannot actually.
Maybe
play FIFA,
or they just can't sell it in stores in Belgium. Like
you can still buy
that
it
just
online.
Fucks for the. It just fucks. What's that? Sorry, I just cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good. I was listening to you.
Oh, it just sucks for the people that live in that nation because you guess what? If EA decides, hey, we're still gonna sell this game, but your country's just not gonna get it because EA has decided the microtransactions are the future of their business. Like one country is not gonna stop them from putting microtransactions in the game. They're just not gonna sell in that country because Belgium's a blip on the map compared to the rest of the world. So basically, they just fucked over their entire populace with that rule.
Yeah, they basically did, and I wonder. My biggest concern is what's going to happen if this whole thing gets banned in Europe because their biggest audience for FIFA, which is the biggest game, is over in Europe. So if Europe does a ban on loot boxes, guys, you're gonna have to find some like loophole, be like, well, it's not actually a box, it's a pack. So
yeah,
like we can still sell it over here.
Yeah, you'll have to. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what they do. They don't sell loot boxes; they sell points, and you use the points to buy loot boxes. So that's already one way around it. So they've already got that baked in.
You know what? None of this would be possible if these motherfuckers weren't greedy with trying to microtransaction Star Wars.
I know, crazy, huh?
Like this is ridiculous. Like how this snowballed because nobody cared about Madden, nobody cared about FIFA, like big business because like people understood those games because whatever, it's packs. You start microtransaction shit that don't actually need it, then all of a sudden you got Congress and you got people fighting in the in their respective states trying to get this shit banned. It's hilarious. Lesson learned: don't fuck with Star Wars.
It's something also that I've told talked about MUT for many years too. Basically, you can't get greedy with this game because it's how Magic has survived so long. Basically, there's a big I don't know if it's article or video on it. I forgot what. I think it was an article on no maybe it was like a Planet Money something, a podcast. But basically, they said Magic could have like printed all these cards, got a ton of people to buy and put in a bunch of money, basically burned themselves out like Beanie Babies or card. You know how baseball cards overprinted themselves in the late 80s, early 90s, and then they basically all became worthless because they were printed so much. So Magic saw those lessons and they decided not to overprint, not to burn out the consumers with their product. So basically, that's how they kind of like forecasted the business forward. And here we are, 20 years later, 25 years later after Magic started, and it's as popular as ever. So I feel like EA is doing this a lot when they're kind of burning a lot of bridges, being too greedy in the short term. Because like I said, these NBAs, their bonuses depend on getting as much growth as possible in the short term. Like they don't have the foresight that say like Richard Garfield or some of the early Magic guys had about their product going forward. It's like EA. I can totally see them, and like they brought this upon themselves, and I have absolutely, I absolutely love that this happened to them.
Yeah, it's gonna hopefully teach them in the future to kind of do better business, so that way we're not actually get more creative with trying to get your money. Like, be like Fortnite, obviously. Like,
yeah,
be more like them instead of being more like you.
definitely going to try to go more like Fortnite because they're killing it. I mean, and we're going to talk about competitive stuff. Maybe we just switch over to competitive guys and that. And Fortnite offered $100 million for their season, like basically 9 months of competitive Fortnite. $100 million for those guys.
Life-changing money.
That's crazy. Like now everybody's like, I'm going to turn pro in Fortnite because, dude, just getting like, I don't know, what, 100,000 of that, basically you're full time. Like you're doing amazing. Or 50,000 of 100 million. Like how much prizes are going on? How many tournaments are going to happen?
A lot of tournaments, and it's obviously gonna be free to play. I don't think they're gonna charge you to actually get all into this. And
no,
it's amazing to see what that game's doing. Obviously, they're doing this much money because they make a lot of it, so they gotta give it back, so that way they can tax season. You know how that works.
I guess that would be a business expense. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So and it brings more eyes to it, brings more people to play the game, which then helps them grow in the end. Like it's amazing how much money, like in comparison, like what EA's making. I think EA made $125 billion in like past like 2 years for like microtransactions, and yet we get $100 million, we get $1 million tournament, which is like nothing.
Did you say 125 or 1 to 2?
I think it's 1.2 to me. Sorry, 1.2. I might have misread it. I saw it in the article. Let me go ahead and find it. Hold on real quick.
It was like $5 billion last year, I think, in all their games.
It says Wilson explained to investors that it's working to protect the valuable revenue source, which helped the company grow over year to year to $1.25 billion during the last year's quarter without releasing a major new game. So
that's a quarter though. So
yeah, so $1.25 billion in a quarter without releasing a new game. Yet we get $1 million tournament, just one. Fortnite's out here with $100 million, bruh.
Yeah, but here's the thing, like Fortnite expects like competitive shooters like CS:GO and all the other ones, like those are big because of the competitive scene. Like Madden's competitive scene brings in 5,000 views. Like Madden is close to probably cutting that than really like doubling down and putting in $100 million or more.
Just for what this company makes, it just shows how greedy these guys are. And I don't know, Fortnite's probably making way more than they're giving back, but like they want this game to continue to grow. They want this to be something people can do for a living because they're going all in on gaming. Hell, their schools even offering Fortnite scholarships because of like the recognition that these competitive Fortnite players can bring, and to like because of the notoriety that they get for just being good at the game. So like it's just amazing seeing this company doing the Lord's work while the other companies out here being Satan.
Wait, what do you mean? Is it being Satan? Like competitive Madden, I don't think $1 million prize pool is bad at all.
I don't think it's terrible, but like when you break stuff down and you're not actually earning the million, unless you're winning, obviously you're earning a decent salary if you're winning all these tournaments. But it's the amount of time and effort that goes into it is probably better to just work a full-time job.
Yeah, but is EA gonna say, "What have you done for me lately"? Like, go on.
Go ahead.
Okay, so basically, like what I'm saying is like EA, if you invest in something like that, and you see that your tournament gets fewer views than like a Madden YouTuber on the same day, like randomly, like there's probably like a half dozen Madden YouTubers that got the same or better views, or close to the same or better views on that one specific day, and the other and then they put out content every day, so they get the same views every day. So, it's kind of like I see a lot of the complaints on Twitter about EA not putting enough money in for their players to make competitive Madden grow bigger, but like EA's invested a ton, and competitive Madden's already died once before, we talked about in the podcast, and now it's back again, and they're putting the staff time in. Sure, the pot's only $1 million for something that's getting like a couple 120,000 views for the biggest tournament of the year. So like the biggest tournament of the year, like I think their first place prize was like $100,000. So it's like I don't know. Anyway, so the money to view ratio isn't there yet for EA, and I see a lot of like EA should do this for the guys, EA should do that for the guys, but like I'm like, what are the guys doing for EA? Like if they don't stop fucking around, they're gonna get cut. Like it'll go down to zero. Like so I while it's great to ask EA for $10 million, like you said, they're greedy. Like they doubled their stock buyback. They're sitting on $5 billion in cash, or 5 point something in cash. Like that's just something that they're holding. They've shut down entire studios because they're only developing first person games. So I think EA, with the amount of time, effort, and everything, like the production value of those things, and now we see 2K, also a sports esport. They got 2,000 viewers on their last what is it? I don't know, tournament or Sunday, like that. Like, so the viewership for that's terrible, and all the competitive guys are saying Madden should do like 2K does and give us all salaries for $35,000 a year for however many, was it 60 players, something? I don't know how many people got drafted in 2K. I don't follow that much. But then they got 2,000 Twitch viewers for their tournament, and they're spending that much money. They got the NBA in on it too. They're putting them on ESPN. They're doing all these things for the competitive players, and the competitive players just ask for more and more and more. Sure, the competitive players are putting in time, but that's the time that they put in. Like, you think Problem was not playing Madden during like 25 or 13 when or 15 when there were very few competitive tournaments? No, he's still playing it. So it's a weird thing to ask them to reinvest more when I don't see the growth in competitive Madden like I see it in Fortnite.
I got you on that. The 2K thing, I'm trying to confuse. I'm like, I don't know. I didn't hear anything about this tournament. The last one was advertised like crazy. So I didn't hear anything. I didn't know the tournament happened until I saw this only 2,000 people were in there. I'm like, wait a minute, what? So I don't know if that came down to just bad marketing on their standpoint. Cause and plus, why is it holding a tournament? I thought the whole thing was over. I thought the person that won.
I don't know. I don't follow it. I don't follow 2K
Yeah,
at all.
I don't follow it either. And so I think that could probably be explained away.
I think it's just because the hype died down. Everybody was excited for the first week, then they realized what this was. It's a competitive game of a game that's played in real life. It's
true. Yeah, it's not as good as football. It might be better than real life basketball right now because the Warriors broke the goddamn sport. But other than that,
basketball itself has never been in a healthier place than it is right now.
Oh, it is a healthier place, and the Warriors broke the damn sport. So right now they're beating the Rockets pretty handily. What I'm saying this podcast, the season, by the time this goes up, the Rockets might have lost Game 5. So
low.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying that this is happening. But so with the going back to the whole like the viewership numbers, I think that's mostly on EA's like fault that they're not getting these competitive players and getting people interested in rooting for these guys and watching them play. For one, they're not like because you don't let these guys. Well, that's not them. A lot of these guys don't got personality as it is. A lot of these guys are kind of just doing it because it's just a good way to make some money, especially if you're good at the game. And then the guy does have personality, you shut them down and fire them. So you're not really gonna get your Odell Beckhams or your Gronkowski, the guys that are just out here kind of like, being the meathead of the party. So you're not really gonna be getting as much fun. You're not getting any emotions really. Well, is it besides just people saying let's go? You're not really getting like trash talk and shit.
Well, wasn't Joel trash talking people? He didn't get fined, did he?
No, I think it's certain things you can't say. And also, I didn't watch Joel's tournament.
Well, of course. Well, okay.
I didn't watch Joel.
The certain things, but I seem to remember. Yeah. Okay, I don't want to get into it. Certain things that were said for why people got fined, but it's completely legitimate fine in my opinion for what was said.
Okay, I don't know about that. But I know that one guy that one guy made ESPN, or not made ESPN, but one guy like that guy, he had those like 5 minutes of fame for just going at Skimbo, or was it going at the other guy? Who was he going at?
Oh, you're talking about the Skimbo game? Oh, I thought you were talking about Chaos.
No, some other guy that was going, like, I was just talking trash and got washed by him, but he was just talking trash. I think like because people want to see like a competitiveness that's just not like just two guys playing Madden. They kind of want to see high intense, high volume, high action gameplay in a sense. And so we're not really getting that with these tournaments. And I think that's on EA for not like again regulating what these guys can and can't run, getting these guys in different books, and just being more creative with certain things, like having a tournament that's not just based off glitching AIs.
There's no such thing.
There's no such thing.
That's the only way you play.
Yeah, but you can be like, yo, stop doing that. Just stop. Stop running that glitzy route. Yo, stop running this formation.
Never gonna fly.
No, it's never gonna fly. But like, if they were like just again,
how is that gonna increase viewership? Are they gonna advertise glitch-free gameplay now?
I think that what increases viewership is putting these guys in the public light more so. So like what J Skill said, having these guys go out to EA player packs and play against common folk essentially for a chance at winning some free stuff in Madden if they're Madden guys. Like just getting these guys recognized so they're kind of more household names as opposed to these guys just being
I don't know.
Behind the screen mostly.
So I've seen what EA does with the advertisement on these guys. Like they pump them up. They do a lot of background stories on the broadcast and stuff, and bring them out. They brought them out to the Super Bowl before. Like they've done that, right? So
yeah, they're doing that on, but like maybe I don't know. Maybe being on one channel is gonna help out in the future because they did that. They moved around a bunch. Going through the NFL Network, then they were on CW, then now they're on ESPN2. Like they're just they're not really in one like secure or one like stable place. But
I mean, here's the thing, Tex. There's always excuses for why something's not working.
There is. I'm more inclined to blame the people that are putting the event together than the people who are participating in it. Because if at the end of the day, if I have something that I want to get viewed, I'm doing everything in my possibility to make this thing be the most recognized thing of all time. I'm not gonna be. What's up?
So, Tex, let me ask you this question: If you're EA and you see what's happening to your competitive numbers. Are you willing to increase your, I would say, investment in that? Are you willing to double down on competitive Madden, seeing the numbers this past year from where it was just a couple years ago?
Trying to think. So if I was EA and I really
so you're putting in over $1 million in prize pool money right now.
So if
you're putting in the
Andrew
staff time. You have a dedicated staff to competitive Madden. You're putting on these events. You're paying for contractors, sideline people, the venues, the announcers, all that. And you see what's happening. Are you doubling down on the prize pool next year? Are you spending more money on it?
I think at this point it's an investment, and you got to see if it can pay out for you because there's money at the end of this road. You just got to somehow find a way to get to that money. And the money they're making, $1 million is not much in the grand scheme of things. They make how much you make a year? You said.
Well, you said like 1.2 billion for EA in
1.2
that quarter,
billion in a
but
quarter.
that's all their games though. That's
FUT.
I
know that's
MUT,
it's just FUT. Don't
NBA.
You say that. Don't you say NBA? Why are you always bringing NBA live into this conversation, Fox? Nobody's putting money in that game.
You have to respect the $5,000 they brought in. You have to, Tex.
I don't nobody's. I mean, people are putting money in HUT obviously, but nobody's putting money in live. You put money in live, bro. You're the worst person on the planet. Like if you put $5 in that game, you're the worst person on that planet. So that basically comes from two games. Basically, it comes from more than probably 75% comes from one game. I want to know what MUT's direct contribution is to that big ass pot. But in a quarter, 1.25. You can scrape and get the $5 million from there to put into a prize pool for these people to get more people interested in watching. These guys have more money on the line. So easily. It's a tax write-off too because you can say you're putting it into it's easy. But no, $1 million is good enough for them.
So you think like a 5 or 10 million prize pool doubles, or how many more people do you think?
Well, I don't know if it doubles it. I would try to make this more into like a crazy event. Like I want more people there watching these. Like I want you seen those Street Fighter tournaments back in the day? They got a whole fucking packed stadium. It's not fucking with game changers.
EA even brought in fake audiences.
I know that.
They're going all out. They're already doing this, Tex. They're already bringing in. They're literally paying people to cheer. Like they've already got that covered. They've already got that stadium.
All they need to do to get more viewers is to do what Facebook did while I was out at whatchamacallit, PAX East. When I was in Boston, Facebook was streaming, but also had an audience up front, so people would just be more interested into it. I think they need to put Madden more into the mainstream. I said doing all these venues offshoot. So instead of doing it in time with the Pro Bowl and just being next door to all the events that's taking place. How about, because there was literally a tournament stage at the two PAX events I went to in San Antonio and Boston where EA can just get these competitive players out here just to play in front of an audience of people because it's just fun. It's just interesting to watch. So I'm putting more effort into this as opposed to doing the bare minimum, which is what I believe they're doing right now. Also, we spend way too much time on this.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so competitive in the future. We'll see. I mean, there's always issues with it and always problems, but let's move on to the next one. So Stiff had a Twitter rant. So I guess a little bit more. We'll just spend a minute on this. Stiff had a Twitter rant about how competitive guys can't promote gambling or can't make money except from EA. I'll let you get the word on this, then I'll just move on to the next topic.
All right. So obviously, I think other than direct sponsors like Top Madden or Luminosity, you can do stuff like that. But he was ranting that he couldn't partner up with FanDuel or with I think Bud Light. It was a beer company. I don't know which one it was. Because they don't want to promote quote-unquote gambling with FanDuel. FanDuel's not gambling, which is kind of funny because FanDuel will fight you to death saying it's not gambling. It's a skilled sports game. And then the Bud Light thing, I don't get at all. Because obviously NFL advertises beer, so how come they don't want it in Madden? So it just kind of sucks that these competitive players who do this or try to do this for a living can't actually do it for a living unless they're winning all these tournaments because EA doesn't let them really make money from unapproved sponsors, I guess.
Yeah, that's why so many YouTubers take the coin deal and take the guaranteed money over whatever EA's little carrot that they offer you of exposure or whatever. It's like EA for the YouTubers that they bring out. They're like, we'll give you exposure. It's kind of like the guys, or you see all those messages online of the artists, like, hey, can you make this artwork for me and my kid? Oh yeah, what are you paying? I'm paying you an exposure. I'll tell all my friends about you. No, come on, give me the cash. Like it's a weird thing, but obviously like exposure for YouTubers does actually mean a bit, getting more people. But that's a whole different thing. Yeah, competitive guys. I think it's shitty they don't allow them to get sponsored, but obviously we saw our boy, your boy Savage, have a sponsor and get kicked out of competitive Madden, so they're definitely serious about what sponsors you can take, and it is what it is. EA does the EA things, and I really don't care. All right, is that it? You want to talk anything else?
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
We're good.
All right. So you asked me a question right before we started on the podcast. Do I want chems in Madden 19? Yes. Now, do you want to narrow down that question at all?
So my reasoning of thinking this was like last year when Madden came out, Jake mentioned that they wanted to kind of make chemistries more simple, so that way everybody's team's not based off of certain chemistries. So last year, the most overpowered chemistries were mobile blocking, Dallas chemistry, and I think Packers chemistry, because it actually increased like pass blocking, run blocking for your alignment. So if you had a full line of those players, you could experience like better blocking plus whatever secondary chem they had. So that's why we got what we got this year, which was simplification, or I would like to call it dumbing down of chemistries to 7, 3 on offense, 3 on defense, and 1 universe, 1 in toughness. But early on, only thing that was really great, and still to this date, was physical front. And then read and react mattered to get 91 zone, but not everybody has 91 zone. Read and react is kind of useless because the only thing it does is increase power move, which is not that important because you don't get pressure in this game as it is, no matter what your power move finesse move happens to be, unless you just happen to put it on aggressive. Blanket coverage is useless because nobody really runs man coverage schemes. They're viable if like you run man coverage against those C routes, somebody can glitch you on it. But I think anybody if you just do shade outside or shade inside, will be able to stop that. And then toughness is now great, but so right now we basically have 2 chemistries on defense that are usable, and then on offense we have 1 chem with top tier players that are usable. And so I was like, do you really want to see chemistry in Madden next year? Because they can't really make all of them a viable option for people's teams.
Yeah, I mean, chemistry is such a tough thing to perfect because you're right. We're like, as the game changes through the year, the chemistries and their importance does too. And it's I mean, the chemistries were pretty terrible until they added the 5th tier for like toughness to give that the +1 speed, because that was worthless beforehand because it boosted like strength and stuff. So I know what you're saying. I do. I mean, how would you do chemistry if you could perfect it? Like, would you do something similar this year, or you make it like more important? Like, would you add like guys that went to the same college getting combined chemistries, that kind of stuff? Like kind of like how FIFA does it. Like, how would you do chemistries?
See, like I don't. First of all, team chemistries wouldn't be as boring as they are for awareness and player. I would try to get stuff that actually matters for team chemistries, might make it more like team training. But at the same time, I would maybe make. I just can't have one being more overpowered than the other. So I would try to give you like 4 useless ones and then maybe a secondary one that's actually beneficial. Maybe try to tie things in together, because it's really annoying that. Because I really thought this question through like what I would do specifically to change certain things. I just know what I would not do, which was make 2 of them. Well, because they made toughness OP now with the speed boost and all that. Everybody wants toughness, but I think I would more instead of fixing it, I would probably let the motherfuckers choose what chemistry they want on the card. That's probably the best bet, because I think that's where.
Well, that's completely different though. Like not choosing the not the cards themselves. I'm talking about like chemistry is what kind of boosts would you give them? You're saying give them 4 worthless ones and a good one?
Well, because I think all had to be worthless, because like we know certain things don't matter in this game, and as a game company they can't be out here saying that. But I would low key be out here hinting at certain things don't matter, and so I wouldn't probably put block shit on like physical front, because that's not fair. Because that's the best one out of all of them. Like if you had to choose between man, zone, and what was it? Man, zone, and then toughness is what. Catching?
Strength, yeah.
We'll just do defensive ones for now. The most important one is going to be block shedding, whereas man coverage is going to be the last, and read and react.
To be fair, man coverage with all the corners that are out now has actually gotten kind of good. Like, man coverage actually does pretty good now, strangely enough. Yeah, you get like that DRC.
That's because of the speed, though. Instead of the man, though. Like, if you have like
man matters a little bit in press. Yeah. I think if you press man, so I mean it matters a little bit now. So I'm starting to run a little bit more man. I'm starting to run into a few guys running man. So, but out of that, like for chemistry, I want them to kind of go back, like be a mix between 17, 18, and like 16. So you know how 16 and 15s and stuff like that, they boosted the whole side of the ball. Mm-hmm. So that's what I want. I don't want guys getting boosts just based off what chemistry they have on the card. I want their boosts applying to the whole team. So that way you have like like guys that maybe are lesser overall, but maybe have more chemistry slots. You can do more with them. So like it makes more of an in-depth type of team building exercise instead of just getting the highest overall with whatever chem and then you get that boost on that chem. Like, so if you get say maybe let's use an example. Like there's a 95 overall card and it's got like 1 chem on it or something. But then there's like a 93 overall card and it's got 4 chems on it. But the 4 chems have the potential to boost your whole that side of the ball if you can get them up to a certain level or threshold. Mm-hmm. So that way you start to use that one. That might be a more valuable card to boost that side of the ball. So you might use that one instead of the 95 because everybody together playing on the field at the same time with those chems play together better. That's kind of how I'd ideally do chems. Might be a little bit more complicated to code, but that's I guess how I do it.
It makes the most sense. I do like Madden 13 did with Team Boost, where you just had guys with boost to the entire team, and it just kind of like had a list of things that got increased. None of it mattered, obviously, but I think that probably might be the best way because the way they have it set up right now is just unfair, especially because they keep dropping chemistries on cards that we don't want. Like with the new cards come out today, we have the David Johnson, who would be better with Battle Red. It's our physical front. Wow, with Pound the Rock. But they gave him Move the Sticks despite already having top tier juke move threshold. So if it was just increasing all the stuff up on your roster, then a lot of the players would the chemistry wouldn't matter at that point. You just get the card that you want that you can increase off of, and everybody be happy at the end of the day.
Yeah, ideally. Hey, is there somebody like having sex on a bed in your background?
Well, that's my table. My new desk is all. Yeah. I'm getting a new one.
Texas films a porno, right? You work so hard, you got to do 2 things at once, right?
Yeah,
you rented your room out, yeah.
Airbnb, it's a struggle.
I love it. Okay, so let's get on to fan appreciation weekend that we had this past weekend. So we got 11 solos for 99 overall ultimate legend player. You could get 1 of 4 or 1 or 5 if you waited till Saturday and got sharp. You had Kelvin Johnson. Did I say that right? Calvin.
Calvin.
Like
Cal. Like
Cal
University. Then Vin.
Yeah.
Diagram.
Like California.
Yeah.
California. All right. I hope all the people out in California are having a good day. So 11 solos for a free 99 Ultimate Legend, Calvin Johnson, Dan Marino, who was the worst pick, Mean Joe Green, Ray Lewis. So all those 5 with Sharp on Saturday. Who'd you pull, Tex?
Ray Lewis.
Me too.
Physical front. So
Ooh.
I wanted to fight everybody.
Wait, you got 3 times physical?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got blanket coverage, so I got kind of screwed too.
Yeah. It's just
zone coverage.
Certain ones you want. The read and reaction would have been perfect.
Yeah, it would have. Yeah, I really would have. But I guess you can't really argue with a free 99 overall, even though
no,
some got better than others.
About that.
Yeah.
Well, I just don't know how come, this is so simple. I know EDA wants to prevent people from, trading cards over for, coin stuff. Why can't I trade Ray Lewis for another Ray Lewis?
Because nobody's going to trade for your shitty 3 times physical
First of all, you don't know that. Second of all, you're probably right. Third of all, I still want the option to put him on a trade block and see if somebody wants to offer me a toughness Ray Lewis for my 3 times physical.
Yeah, but what would they be able to just trade Ray Lewis's, or could they trade an auctionable card? Oh no, if they traded an auctionable card, it'd be an NAT anyway.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. EA can easily code this game to where they can only trade 99s for 99s.
Yeah,
you couldn't trade tokens for regular cards back in the day. I remember trying doing that. I got a token here or a collectible. Oh, it's not appropriate value. They can code the game to make that happen. How come we can't do that, Fox? Huh? How come they're we're just not going to let you trade NAT cards? NAT cards trading would make the most sense for the same overall.
Because then everybody would just farm. I think don't they hate farm accounts?
That's true. Everybody would just farm, but at this point, like they're getting a 9 overall on a farm account they're not going to use, and they may not even get the card they want. So if they get on a farm account, they pull, let's say, a Dan Marino, they can't trade him for the Ray Lewis because it's not the same card.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So like putting restriction based on overall or actual card name.
Yeah, like they can figure this out. I just feel like they'd be much better because a lot of people got stuck with cards they don't want or cards that don't fit their chemistries, whereas their friend got the card they want. They're like, we can't trade each other because here we are. Some people's teams built around move the sticks, not go deep. I think Marino has to go deep on it anyway. But people's teams are built around certain things and they got like screwed over with getting certain chemistries, which I kind of felt bad for. I was hoping that EA would give you like 1 of 4 to choose from out of the pack, but
like it'd be an Ultimate Legend fantasy pack just about.
Yeah.
I guess that would have been pretty nice, but maybe they just don't have the technology to do something like that. Like what they do. What they do is
solo packs.
They give you what?
Or no, the weekly packs we get, like not the weekly packs, like the Legends pack you get out of the from collecting those 84 overalls. You get 1 of 4. You get to choose which one you want.
1 of 4 what?
We have whenever every Saturday we get the 84 overall Ultimate Legend we put into a set for a Legends fantasy pack that gives you a chance to choose between any 4 Legends in the game. That's technology.
Are they the same card?
No, they're different cards.
And they're okay. So that's basically
The technology would be to make a set that you put this 99 any wild card Ray Lewis into the set. It could be 4. And then, only Nat. Actually, that's where it gets difficult because, like, the card, people might just start collecting, like, auctionable ones, which would just be weird. But that's not my job to figure it out. I got the ideas. They need to make it happen.
That's right. They got the technology people. You got the ideas.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. That'd be the ideal way to do it and allow people to choose the chems on their free 99. But, anyways, it's not bad. I mean, if EA's making solos that has me do them, I've got to commend them. Like, I did those solos mainly because, I did them before they had server troubles. That's kind of weird. Anyway, like, do you want to talk about the server troubles this weekend? They were pretty shitty. Apparently, they were on the backbone of the internet issues. Like, other game companies like Grand Theft Auto 5 online had the same issues.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know what happened there with, like, I just know that they said it was East Coast, but I was affected. I'm out in the East Coast. Like, I'm in Colorado, so a lot of things that happened apparently, like, made game break. So Weekend League wasn't viable. You couldn't get on here and play games because of the whole server or internet outage in certain areas, which affect a lot of people's like weekend because some people only have time to play the game on weekends and for double XP and solos. But EA is going to not compensate, but they're going to make right on certain things. So they're going to open Weekend League for those. They're going to adjust monthly rewards, and they're also going to bring back double XP for this upcoming weekend. So it's kind of cool EA to do that, even though that's kind of the bare minimum that they could do.
What do you mean bare minimum?
They should do more. Remember when they had service outage for the floods or for the hurricane? They gave us some elites, bro, but we didn't get no elites this time. They should have reset fan appreciation packs.
Yeah, they probably will. I mean, like, do you think it's too early in the year for them to crash the market with fat packs?
I mean, it made the market healthy in my book. Like, it crashed the high tier cards. Like, I'm a weird guy. I like when the high tier cards are cheaper and low tier cards you want for the most because nobody wants you to use low tier cards in the first place.
So then pulling out of packs is nice, yeah.
Yeah, pulling out, like, I love that. So when they had 80 overalls going for like $6K, then the 82, 83s were $15K, and then the golds were going up in price as well. Like, I enjoyed this weekend because the people who wanted to build their teams around these top tier cards had the greatest weekend ever if they did not have a team already, because they could have got a really solid team for like 1 million coins. And then the cards that you had in your binder since day one that you didn't want to sell until something like this happened, you made a killing on it as well. I made over 1 million coins just selling low tier elites.
Yeah, I made a pretty decent amount too on those 80 to 81s because the golden ticket weekend I had a ton of them left over.
Yeah. So I absolutely enjoyed what they did with this because they crashed. Like I said, they did crash the market, but not for the lower end cards, which I respect. I don't know why. See, this is how bad Badge Master was. Like, it took fan appreciation packs and then Master cards coming out to increase the elite tokens to a crazy price. But with Badge Master, these motherfuckers, these cards are trash.
Wait, what? Oh, because the Badge Masters didn't increase the price?
Badge Masters dropped the price more than anything. Like, $15K for gold token.
Because everybody turned their golds into gold tokens.
That is true, but it's also the player wasn't like worth as much as he probably would have been if he had like 2 Chems. Like just cards in the game that were better than him that was cheap, like around the same price, like that Lawrence Taylor.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And so like when cards are good, when we get Champ Bailey, who we're getting to like right now, I guess the Master cards. That Champ Bailey that came out, he's trash. People gotta finish powering him up though. And it was so expensive, man. Elite tokens were $75K, so you had to spend 6 elite tokens to get him. You got Champ Bailey on your team or no? You ain't doing it?
No. See, like Champ Bailey's been like terrible all year because of his lack of block shed. So like when I saw that early, I know how EA does these upgrades. It's just like just bring it up a couple like consistently, like similar pluses to every single stat. So when he started getting, he was NAT early, and you know my stance against NATs. I try not to engage in that content because it's bad. So when I saw it early, like I did an early upgrade for Champ, but I gave it up. Like the same around the same time I gave up other power ups like Le'Veon Bell, my biggest mistake in 18. So no, Champ missed me with that. He isn't even that good of a card. Like there are other corners out better right now. Like, I currently have on my team better corners.
Yeah, I agree with you as well.
DRC is much better. He just came out.
Yeah, he is much better. Chemistry's still trying to whack onto that, but that Champ base is way too expensive, bro. You could do DRC cheaper than Champ costs, like straight up.
Champ, and you could sell DRC and get the coins.
Well, if you power him up and say he want a Nat quarterback with the same chemistries and more speed, DRC. I mean, I'm rocking my desk. DRC is like 300K, whereas Champ Bailey built from scratch is like over 400.
Crazy.
Elite tokens.
Yeah, the elite tokens are going for so much right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was interesting. With the Sean Taylor upgrade, how do you feel about him? And what chemistry did you choose on your Sean Taylor? Did you upgrade him yet?
Yeah, toughness, man.
You chose
speed.
Right here with you, bro. I was like, I can get 98 block shed?
96 block shed.
I was like, well, I have Von Miller.
Oh, so 98 with Von.
Yeah, I was like, but he sucks anyway against the run, so F it. We're going to go ahead and just go with speed.
Yeah, I mean, you get the added impact block, which is nice for open field. If he gets engaged in the open field
too. So, yeah, he's fine. So I went speed with him, and then with LT, I'm getting him soon. I'm not spending any more money on Madden, so I'm just gonna get the one collectible a day. I'll get him like in 30 days.
Yeah, I got a couple more days. I'm gonna spend a little bit more on Madden. I'll probably spend a little bit more for. I don't know. I think I don't want to, but because packs and my content about reviewing cards, and I lose so many coins on each of these cards that I reviewed, that I kind of have to keep spending.
I mean, at this point, like, you gotta see how freaking gold tickets come out of packs, and then just go with that. But the packs they're dropping are just not worth the value.
No,
like,
they
especially
aren't.
If you bought Ultimate Legend packs this week, you lost so many coins.
Dude, Ultimate Legend packs has been terrible for weeks.
But no, but like this week, especially like they were like top tier,
right.
93 over like 20K, 15K. Like, you are making any of your coins unless you pull 95. Like, I was more excited pulling for 80 overalls out of pro packs than I was like pulling like Legends fantasy packs. Like, I just want, I want value, and so like it was just not a good week to spend money on the game at all. And so that's kind of how it's going to be going towards the future, because like the market's probably going to rebound eventually, but it's going to take a month or two for it to get back to normal. Then they might crash it again with another fan appreciation pack opening like mid-June.
Oh no, they're going to do FAPs more frequently. Like last year, we got it every week or two. After they put it up the first time. I think we're going to get FAPs quite frequently going forward here. So the market's going to keep going down. Like, if you guys have a team right now, don't expect it to maintain value.
Yeah, that's why you power everybody up, so you don't got to worry about anybody losing coins. Bro,
you just lose them all. You just lose them all right away. You don't have to worry about it.
That's true. Vic was doing a team build. Like, he's doing a lot of team builders for teams.
Yeah.
And so the Broncos team build was like 3 million coins, and then after that, like 1.8.
Wow. Yeah.
So like, so excited.
Wait, he was excited?
Yeah, because he didn't buy the players yet.
Oh.
Yeah, he didn't buy the players. He was just doing it on Mudhead. He's like, this is a fucking expensive team. He's going to use my account. I got Demarius Thomas, and I have Von Miller. So he's going to use my account for it. And I was like, all right, I got these players, whatever. I got and Chris Harris and all the other cards. And then he was like, I don't need your account because I found somebody else that has a team. But at the time, like, he was going to buy it all. And 1.2 million savings is amazing. So it made top-tier cards go down, which now I could bring back budget videos. There's some good budget cards now. Because at the time, budget cards like 80K. That's not a budget card. It's an expensive card.
No. Yeah, like I was holding a team, so it kind of hurt me. But like, whatever. I'm with you. Good, whatever. It's MUT. They end up going down. Market crash. Big boohoo. I've been through, I don't know, dozens of them in my MUT time so far. So, grown ass man going through market crashes. I'm not like those stockbrokers in like the 1929 jumping off a building here when my team goes down 50% in price. All right, so one of the Texas put out a prediction. When are golden tickets coming?
So somebody in my comment section or on stream said it's gonna drop whenever replays is over, and replays is gonna be over in 2 weeks because right now we're in week 15, so we got 2 more weeks of replays according to this guy's prediction, and so we'll probably get it June, the week before EA Play. What do you think?
That's too far out.
You think it's too far out? Because
Yeah.
we got this greatest of all time coming out this week for Memorial Day, which we'll get to in a little bit. So this weekend's already taken care of for content.
Yeah.
So we got either next week or the week after that.
I guess it depends on how they do the golden ticket content this year. Like if they do it like they did in 16, where they put them in packs like one a day from like Thursday to Sundays, then it will stretch. It'll start like this weekend and then stretch all the way through July. But you're right. If they do a big drop like they did last year, then yeah, I could totally see that happening. Not this weekend, but the second. When's EA Play?
EA 9th? EA 9th. June 9th?
Holy shit. Yeah, you're right. I guess the second, it's almost June. What?
Yes.
I hate how fast summer flies by. Like literally, we're going to be staring at August in like 2 days, Texas.
I'm looking forward to that too, man. Like, I'm looking forward to my mini hiatus and then coming back for Madden 19.
Yeah. Yeah. What days you taking off on your mini hiatus?
Probably just, I'm not taking any days. I'm just going to do other games. Like I'm just going to play like Fallout on stream and just grow my Facebook platform from there. I'm just going to do other stuff that's not Madden related.
You're streaming on Facebook? How did I not know this?
Yeah, bro. I'm trying to get that bag. I'll tell you what the bag is off camera, what these motherfuckers is making. It's ridiculous. Can't tell you on camera. But you guys, if you think what they make, times it by 5. Like, it's obnoxious.
And wait, you do it for free and you're trying to get them to pay you?
Well, I gotta like build it. We'll discuss it later.
Okay.
On. It's a big complicated process.
Oh, confidential. Money talk is confidential of Facebook and stuff. Yeah. Okay. So, all right, let's move on to the Gray promo. So now, continuing my string of leaks, and we'll talk about the Madden 19 leaks after this. This podcast has gone on longer than I wanted to. By the way, all right, when you and I talk, I'm like, all right, let's just make it an hour or whatever, and then like we still have half the agenda to go. Jesus,
that's how it always works. We just
so weird.
Talk forever.
Yeah, we'll try and wrap up in like 20 minutes because I got to get some stuff done. Anyways, the Gray promo. Marino and Woodson leaked. People by the time this launches know if that was a real leak or not. And so we have like 4. Like they're leaking. They're putting out 1 a day. We'll see tomorrow if those. What's up?
That's not 1 a day because did we get revealed today? Who was revealed today?
The reveal today was was TD and
TD was Monday, and then I don't know who we got today. I didn't see a Twitter picture of it at all.
I'll look for it. EA.
And so people are believing that this is tying into the
Urlacher. Urlacher today.
Okay, so we got Urlacher today. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. So we got Urlacher today, then we got 2 more cards, and then probably... But one of them being Marino is just confusing.
Because he just got a card.
Yeah, then Woodson had one in recently too. Is another one of these souls where you play for not an overall free choice? I don't know what's going on with this promo.
It could be.
Hopefully those leaks aren't like legit. You know, it would kind of like... I like the guys that are out here trying to get information out before everybody, but like I don't want a Marino I don't want to go and take a Brian Dawkins. I don't want no damn 99 overall Marino or whatever the hell. 1 overall increase from his ultimate or not golden ticket, is ultimate legend, or 1 overall increase for Rod Wood's ultimate legend. I don't want that.
Yeah, they seem like really weird cards to choose for that purpose.
Yeah.
But
so we'll find out soon though. What do you think this promo is going to be? Everybody's thinking Memorial Day tie-in.
I think so. Like, so I saw today on the subreddit, somebody said they tied these guys all to like USA or something. Like, I don't even remember. Like Marino was like a drafted with the U. Actually, I don't remember anything he said. But, anyways, I don't know. I don't know what this promo could be. Like, it just looked like regular legends. Like some people said, no, but with Urlacher that kind of throws that off. I don't know. I really don't know what this grayest could be. Like, obviously, they're legends. They're flashbacks to guys that have been in the game. So, yeah. What do you think, Tex?
I don't have any idea what they're planning on doing with this. I know that only really 2 cards, if they're going to be 9 and overall, going to get upgraded a decent bit, which is going to be Urlacher and it's gonna be the Terrell Davis, but everybody else can go kick rocks. I don't care about those cards.
Yeah, and then who's the fifth? Why wasn't the fifth leaked though? Too that was surprising.
I don't even know. I honestly have no idea what they're planning on with this. It doesn't look like it's gonna be great. But because we had a great promo recently, just last week, I'm considering it a promo. Usually how EA follows things up with one bad one good one, one bad one good one. So it's probably not going to be good.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder, like, when are we getting that cover reveal?
Never. It's too much work.
That's true.
It's easy just to call somebody's agent, offer them a bag, and then just call it a day.
Yeah, didn't we get it around this time last year or year before that?
Oh, Tom Brady being on the cover?
Yeah.
Well, EA Play, like I said, is probably going to be around that time because that's probably when we'll start seeing more people talk about like the whole thing with Madden is right before E3, so we'll probably get it around E3 time. So got it in a couple of weeks.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So it'll be a little bit for that. Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I don't really want to speculate because I'll be way off on it. But yeah, I've heard a lot of theories on it. Maybe Bo Jackson too, because he was on the Raiders and they're black and gray.
EA is not gonna not drop Bo Jackson on a limited time weekend. They're not doing that. Don't be out here doing that. Why everybody wants Bo Jackson to be a freaking a card you get for free? EA is gonna make this money off of Bo. He's gonna be a limited time. And it's gonna be impossible to pull.
As an Ultimate Legend? No,
bro. What was that one that came out recently that was like impossible to pull? Was it Was it Warfield? I think you pulled, not Warfield. It was a little linebacker. Lanier?
Irvin?
No. Well, Irvin was there. It was only 100 of him, so he was like impossible to pull. It was only 100 of him, so that's why he's going for so much. They dropped EA when they drop bad Ultimate Legend limited time, they don't go for anything. Like the Randall Cunningham and then this past weekend Sterling Sharp. But that was Bo Jackson. That dude would be a million coins.
Oh, totally, because the stats. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and because of the fact they don't release as many of them. So they're gonna make Bo limited time. Like Bo's gonna be like limited time impact. It's not gonna be like the Earl Campbell or whoever else is going for 300K after the first day.
Yeah. I mean, that's just because he's got a bigger name. Like, whereas like Sharp's got almost nothing of a name because he played only 6 years because he got injured, even though he was great. So I mean, a little bit name, a little bit stats, and I guess maybe the supply. I don't know if they really change it. Do you think EA cares that much? Have we seen all their mistakes? How little they put into the game? You think they mess with it that much? They care that much?
I think they do because there's no. I don't know how you can explain one card going 1 week being maybe because people are keeping it. It might
also, the fat packs also increase the supply of these cards, so people are pulling more packs this weekend.
That was true, but then last week Randall Cunningham was still going for like 400K when I bought him,
which isn't bad.
Which is not bad for the card at all. So like I think they tweak the odds of like what they think people want, and then what make it people like these cards so people can pull it. Then when good cards come out that everybody wants, they turn it down just a lot more, so that way it's only going to a select few people. I'm telling Bo Jackson. If Bo Jackson comes out, he's not going to be under 800,000 coins.
Well, yeah, because it's Bo freaking Jackson.
I'm telling you that right now. No, but like, why are everybody else that comes out limited time like 350K like after a couple of weeks? Because there's too many of them in the market.
Yeah.
And I see.
All right.
It was a crazy week. I did see like 4 guys pull like him like in like 3 packs like back to back. It was ridiculous.
Crazy. Yeah. Hey, so Mudhead got a golden ticket.
Yeah.
Are you gonna try and claim it this year like Toke claimed it last year?
No.
I saw in the Reddit comments like somebody sarcastically said, "Which YouTuber is gonna try and get this one?"
That'd be kind of interesting. We should all band together, except for I don't really care about like making a campaign behind this golden ticket because I can't get the guy wanting the game anyway. So I'm just like, who cares?
Yeah, no cap.
Hopefully we get some more players on offense because the defensive players it's annoying. It's too many of them.
Yeah. I mean, who would you make? Who would you argue for?
I'd go ahead Too Tall Jones tight end.
That's hot. I would do Carmichael at wide receiver.
Swerve everybody.
Swerve for days. Actually, Too Tall would be great.
You could swerve with Too Tall out there, give him that speed.
Hell yeah, you could. But I mean, Carmichael would probably get up to like 98 speed with the golden ticket. Too Tall would get up to like 94.
It'd be great. 86. That'd be crazy. You can do the rat catch, aggressive catch on him. Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, just basically ruin the game. Or a bow quarterback golden ticket would also ruin the game with the QB draw and everything.
That would be. can only imagine just trying to tackle him. I mean, secure tacklers would just kind of fix it. He'll still get like 5 yards to carry.
Yeah, so secure tacklers would basically render him obsolete at a certain point. But yeah, the QB draw still is pretty glitchy because the draw blocking is pass blocking, and we know how powerful pass blocking is. All right, so moving on. The remaining Ultimate Legends, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go through this. This is kind of like a whatever. That I just see it posted. Just I don't know. Go on the subreddit and look for remaining Ultimate Legends.
Who's the best 3 remaining?
Deion Sanders, Reggie White, and Ronnie Lott maybe on defense. For obviously Urlacher too, but we know he's coming out.
I said
Hendricks maybe.
Right we might get a Deion Sanders out of this promo because Deion Sanders has been like MasterCarded all year, plus the GOAT upgrade.
Yeah, I like that. On offense, besides for Bo Jax, which we talked about, go Jerry Rice, Steve Young, and maybe Culpepper. So, anyways, kind of cool stuff. The Madden 19 leaks, do you want to talk about that at all, Tex? With the route running changes?
I kind of want to talk about the route running. I don't care about the pass break. That's probably for CFM. Okay. But I don't think I want MUT doing intermediate and short and deep route running. As much as it makes the mode more interesting and it kind of makes players, and you can't just have a player out here being the greatest at everything, which is how these players really aren't in IRL. So like Jarvis Landry is great at running short routes, not great at running deep routes, and Edelman's great at running short routes and running deep, and then you got Julio Jones and Tony Brown who are great at everything. It'll add a lot more depth to MUT, except for how are they going to do that with chemistries? And how do we know if it's actually going to work? Because they had the same thing with pass block, strength, and footwork, and that didn't mean anything. So I kind of just want them to keep the game the same for MUT at least. You can do it over in CFM, but I don't want to see that over in Madden Ultimate Team. How do you feel about that?
I don't think that's a good take at all.
No? No?
Yeah, I love depth in the game. Like adding more route running to make these guys. Because, our biggest complaint this year, we were just talking about it even earlier, is how much these guys play alike. I
get you. I get you on that. I get you, these guys do play alike. I don't trust these dudes to code the game properly, make that rating actually matter in MUT.
Even though we don't trust them, because we've seen all these stats and we've tested them and they play differently than they said, we still have to hope it does something. We can't just tell them to sit on their ass because nothing you do is going to change. No, give us change and then we'll make fun of you when it doesn't work. But I want them trying.
See, I agree with that statement. And I get people in my comment section or my Twitter stuff saying, well, this guy plays better because he has 99 spin move, even though, we all know the threshold at 91. Or we got people out here saying 99 zone plays better than 91 zone. When I got a guy 99 zone, he stops all the C routes. I'm like, there's no fucking threshold that high that's going to make a guy play any different. But because it's in the game, people think these guards play better because of the ratings being higher. So I just don't want them to put something in the game that we know doesn't work. Especially after we test it, then people are here saying, well, this guy runs Chris Crouch for me.
Yeah, they want to justify their purchase for a lot of that stuff.
I just want to avoid that conversation.
But I don't know. I don't think shitting on something before it comes out is a good idea. So I really appreciate they're trying something new. And these these stats that we've mined from the data on the EA servers or whatever. So I don't think we found everything. So I think there's more out there because we haven't seen anything on the defensive side of the ball. We've only seen offensive stats. That's just there's 2 out there that were null. I wasn't able to figure anything out about them. So there's going to be some defensive changes too, I'm guessing. They don't just change the offense, right? So there's more to come. I'm excited. I appreciate changes. The biggest criticism of Madden is just a roster update every year. So you go, Madden developers, change it up, make the game, or at least try and make the game better. I know the community is going to shit on you no matter what, but before, I want to say good job before we all end up hating you in a couple months after Madden launches. So good. I love the changes so far, even though I know nothing about them.
Yeah,
so.
and hopefully we get more information about it. I just want to see how, because again with the chemistry stuff, everything affecting it. Is there going to be a chemistry that increases short throw? I mean, not short throw, the short intermediate routes.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, you can do more that way too.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see from a team building aspect and try and get these guys out here balanced. But I don't these. All this game has to do to make these guys play like their individual selves is to, I don't know, get better at I don't think this is the fix. I don't think this is gonna make Odell Beckham feel like Odell Beckham. I just think this is gonna be something they can do for CFM guys, so they can actually like get more stuff. But in MUT, I think route running is still gonna be the end all be all. I think the guy may have 85 route running, 95 or 85 route running short, 95 route running deep, and then it's just gonna balance out at 91, which should be a threshold.
All right, Chad. Sure. I just want power of positive thinking or something like that. Some bullshit. So. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see. So the route running will be an interesting change. The QB break sack. Check out my videos on my YouTube channel or any other YouTuber. They've all ended up copying my videos anyway. So just look up Madden 19 stats. You're sure to see like a dozen other videos on them. The remaining Ultimate Legend golden ticket. Okay. I think I got everything. All right. So questions from the comment section from last week. Texas, I'm going to run right at you. This is Mike Mutt 89 Johnson. Do you think it'd be a good idea to have abilities? Not have abilities to reach a certain stat, like tackles and 95 plus will be automatically get secure tackler. Is that how you want to do ability chems next to your text?
I kind of want. That's not how I want. I want to like have certain tiers. So like if you have 99 tackle with secure tackler, you can't like if a guy with not like 85 truck can't truck you. But if you have 85 tackle with secure tackle, and a guy with 99 truck comes at you, he can still truck you. That's kind of how I want it. I would like to see it on cards with certain things, but then EA would just purposely not drop cards to get those thresholds. So. I kind of like how it is right now, but I kind of want to see it get a little bit more.
So you don't want ability chems like that?
No. Well, I do and I don't. I like the idea of it being on certain cards when they hit like 95 tackle. I'm cool with that, but I still want it like a chance to counter it. You know?
So it wouldn't be secure tackler at all.
But it would be secure tackler. It's just you can't be secure tackler with guys higher trucking than you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
but then like somebody has like a 95 trucking, they get a secure trucker, so that way you could win based on the dice roll.
I don't want So I want 95 to beat 94.
Automatically.
41% of the time. What? 51% of the time. I just think that'd be a little easier, but that's kind of hard to code. But
that's a dice roll.
It's not a dice roll. It is a dice roll. But I just want to see like if you have a guy like it's just if you have a guy secure tackle is too OP as it is. I just want to basically have them go out there and run through a dude's face if they have higher trucking. Nothing's more frustrating than trying to run through my Adrian Amos who has like 4 tackling, and you can't truck him because the game's broken. And the guy who has like 99 trucking, you can't do anything against him. So just do more stuff where ratings kind of can still break some of these abilities. The rating should matter at the end of the day, not just the ability.
I get you. So, yeah, it's kind of like just eliminating it then. But, like,
yeah.
I like, you know what I love about your text? I said something, you immediately disagreed, then you're like, I guess maybe you're right. Like, yeah, so.
I don't be listening sometimes. I just be talking. Like, I'm like a big issue with America. I just be trying to I wait to talk, not listening. So, like, I got, like, process thing. I'm over here, like, okay, you know what? You're probably right about it. You know, yeah.
No, I was just saying for, like, the podcast, it'd be terrible if we just agreed the whole time. That's why I like our dynamic back and forth because we always disagree. So on some things we agree to. Let me go through the next one. I'm just rolling down the things right now. No, that's just I guess that was a mobile one. Squads require 3 people. Interaction. Okay, there's NYM's got a lot of good stuff for us too. A lot of comments more so than questions.
Yeah, I should probably put the comments on myself.
Yeah, we didn't have actually a ton of questions last week. All right, the reason EA doesn't want people selling coins is because they are the ones that take the heat when people get ripped off by the sellers. Players that get ripped off playing the game because they're pissed off and then they get taken, and it's not good for EA either. Of course, they want the profit of selling coins themselves, but coin selling fraud is the biggest problem. So that's true. I mean, there are a lot of scammers. Like back in MUT 15, where they had your name. The last time they had your name on the auction house for when you put a card up. I mean, the scams were intense. Like it was every time I put a high end card, it's like, hey, bro, can I get you 2 for 1? Hey, whatever. Like I'd ended up just like ignoring messages for so many of them. But it's interesting. I guess, yeah. I mean, even if they get rid of all the coin sellers, people are not going to stop scamming. So. I don't know. Yeah, it's tough.
People are always going to want to find a way to get money out this game, and a game that allows you to If you're good at working a marketing grind, you can make a living out of this. So that's not going to stop it from happening. I don't think EA wants to get rid of the coin sellers because of that. They want to get rid of them because it affects their bottom line. They're still making crazy amount of money, obviously, but they want to make more. And they see these guys out here having a market where they're probably feasting in like in a crazy amount of money that EA could be making. If there was no other way to get coins in the game, people would just put money into it. And so that's why they don't want them. It's not because they see people getting scammed. They don't care about that. They don't care at all about you getting scammed. Like they kind of think that is like a lesson learned if you out here trying to sell your cards and somebody gets you. So they only care about the money. At the end of the day, they're losing.
Yeah, it depends on who you ask at EA. Obviously, there's different personalities that like some people that are like, you know, kind-hearted soul actually do care that people get scammed. Like YouTubers that get impersonated hate. Like it's happened to me. Like people just impersonate me. Toke is the biggest. Like Toke gets impersonated the most, I think. Mm-hmm. So they impersonate Toke, and then they ask to borrow some cards, and then he just keeps it. And so like people get pissed at Toke. Like same thing to you, me, everybody, Wheels. Every single YouTuber has got like a scammer that has made money off their name, and then the people get angry at the YouTubers. So the same thing with EA. I see where know-it-all's coming from here. So I could see that, but yeah, you're right. It's EA's bottom line. That a majority for like the suits up top that don't care about the people. They care about the bottom line. Mm-hmm. All right, next question. Twiz Toad. Love the show. I listen every week. We love you too, Twiz
Love you big much.
What are y'all's opinion on Weekend League, and do y'all think it's about time for the Draft Champions player pool update? Tex.
Weekend League, keep it open for the rest of the year. I like the fact that they're kind of just letting anybody play because I don't think qualifying should be required at the end of this year. It's kind of annoying playing 3 games and then just have it open so people can just get out here and just have some fun. Hear me? Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just saying you're wrong. Weekend League qualifications are the best part of my week. Don't take it from me, Tex.
You can still qualify. You can still get out here and play those games. They're still there. I just think on Thursday they should just have everybody be able to play. So you still got to here and work teams with your players because I love that mode too. I'm done playing head-to-head season. I just uploaded a video where I'm retiring from head-to-head seasons. I'm done.
Oh, did you?
I'm done. It's a wrap. Never again. So I'm only playing Weekend League for now.
Or ever again in Madden?
Never again this year. I'm done.
Oh, okay.
I think I played like 13 games too. I didn't play that many. I probably played I think like 50 games, somewhere like that. But I'm never again playing that mode. And then Draft Champions. I mean, I don't really want them to update the player pool. I want them to update the rewards. They're whack.
Are they though?
The coins are cool.
Not bad.
60,000. The coins are cool. That's pretty much the only thing that's good about that mode.
That's not. I mean, coins are what you want though out of them.
Yeah, it's just 60K coins for 4 games is like great, but I want more. I want like collectibles. I want like it just seems like I'm just playing just to play. They did a good job, like obviously with the tickets and giving me all the stuff back, but like they can easily do weekly updates. But I'd rather them kind of give me more incentive to play because the fact that Elite 1 stars seems Elite 5 stars annoying and it only go to 5 star. Like there's no diamond tier, there's no higher tier than what they have. So it just seems like after you play to a certain point, there's no other point to continue playing.
Yeah, I mean they do Draft Champions matchups wrong. They should match you up by guys that you've played that have played the same number of wins and losses as you. So like basically you're done right. You match up guys based on your elo now. So even if you're 0-0, you can face a guy that like has won 3 games. So it's a poorly done ladder in my opinion. It's done because the competitive had a draft champion, so they needed an elo ladder to see who was on top of it to qualify for the draft champions tournament. But they really, if they cared about draft champions as a game mode and not a competitive game mode, they'd make it where you match up against guys based on your wins and losses instead of based off elo.
It would do that, but they kind of like this whole elo thing, which just seems to match you up with just the most annoying dickheads on the planet Earth. They're not better than you, but in that game, that DDA or equalizer just happens to come into play.
Yeah,
bro. This game I played today, bro, I fumbled the ball 3 times.
I hate those games.
On 3 separate, first carry with LT fumble. Then and then it was so bad, bro. The dude wasn't better than me at all, but like you could be better than me that day. I fumbled the ball 3 times, you get 1 return for a touchdown.
Damn.
So I'm done with head-to-head. I retired. It's a wrap, B.
Yeah, those games really turn you off the game.
No, every time I play seasons, I fumble the ball 3 times. Every time. I don't know why. Every time I play, I fumble 3 times. I'm good. And it's just like my team doesn't want to block anybody. This dude, Dick, like I had Dick Lane on my team. This dude is just running cover 3 with Dick Lane. Dick Lane's dropping back, and instead of like going to his cover 3, he's not running the ball. He reacts and just comes and hit sticks me. My Dick Lane be out here just staying engaged against Tavon Austin. I'm like, all right, I'm done with this game.
Yeah, it's because you man him up there to stop those stretches. Were you stretching?
No, I wasn't stretching. I just ran. I ran inside zone.
Are you sure you watch your Gutfoxx?
I ran. What?
You got the click defense.
First, I try that all the time, and I always end up blowing the block up, and never actually get the safety to come down.
Wait, you always what?
I always end up blowing the block up because like if you flick R3, sometimes you got like.
You flick it? No, you
press it, and I also flick it on accident, and I blow the block up, and the guy's a touchdown. I just suck at playing the game apparently.
You got to get one of them elite controllers. You can press it down with your middle finger.
You know what? I'm about to go buy one. PS4 just got this announced that they actually have scuffs being made. They're like this Xbox size. So
yeah, make sure and get the warranty. My elite controller broke, so it fucking sucks. Like 2 months. So I've had my controllers. I've had my controllers since the goddamn Xbox One launched. Haven't changed them. I got an elite controller that lasted me 2 fucking months. My other controllers still work.
It's got all those fucking extra pieces on it. You drop that thing, everything goes flying.
It's true. I've lost thumbsticks before for like games and stuff. But you're right. Yeah. I don't know. Elite controllers are made poorly. So get the warranty. All right, next question. I have a possible topic, Gutfoxx, from Return of Rage. I noticed earlier the year that EA employees stopped streaming and certain ones, Gibbs, stopped social media altogether. Or was there something that happened where it became policy that certain employees can't use social media? Just a thought. Here's what happened to people at EA. We shit on their fucking face. Like, do you want to, if you work for EA, we ran that one, I forgot that one game, one guy, what was the Thanksgiving guy? We ran him off Twitter. We shit on Jake enough that he stops tweeting. Rex is gone from EA. Gibbs, you're right. He disappeared altogether. I guess Farrells does a little bit, but this week in Madden kind of ended. I don't know if he took some heat from TD, I remember. And then who's the last one? Clint's been on the podcast, but he's been tweeting less too. I think just mainly because there's a lot less to talk about this time of year on Madden. But I think it's all because of how the community treats the developers. And I don't know if it's from EA inside. It might be from EA inside too, but I would, maybe that is good. What do you think? Is it from EA inside or is it from the community? Do we just treat them badly?
I think, we treat them badly because they kind of, I'm not going to say they kind of deserve it. But like they do things that we just don't appreciate. So like a lot of these guys, like when TD went out, was it Gibbs or Farrells, whoever he went at?
Farrells.
My man's out here running exploitive stuff in the game as a EA developer. Like, yo, stop! You're not advertising this game in a positive light. You should be if you're just out here abusing certain things.
Well, isn't that just? Aren't they just the dick riders then, and not talking real about their game if they're just doing positive stuff?
No, they can. So. I don't think you are quote unquote a dick rider if you just become positive, but don't showcase stuff that they are gonna patch. Like obviously that was an exploit. Don't show that. Just get out there and just play the game the way the game should be intended to play. If you lose, you lose. But like I think that doesn't really help their case when it comes to streaming. Plus, none of these guys really are. Like this is not their main job, so I guess they have to find the time for it. And they got family and friends and other stuff they have to do, and it's not like in their contract they got to stream. So I think real life stuff comes into play. And so if EA really wanted these guys to continue streaming, they would give them money for it. And I'm not gonna be doing anything because I don't think you can write that off as work hours. I don't think you can do that. Like you can't be out here saying, "Oh, I'm streaming, so I'm putting a day in for work for this." I don't think EA allows that. No. If they did, maybe we see a lot more of these guys doing that because they can actually write it like do it as like, "Oh, this is work stuff."
Yeah.
Community feedback gathering session, you know?
I can see that. Yeah, you're right. Like sometimes if your entire day is filled with Madden, say you came from the community and your entire day is filled with Madden, do you want to put your entire night with it too? So some people just burn out after a while. I can totally see that. Will Out My Way affect field goal blocking on a CB? I don't think so.
Nah, jump snap doesn't affect field goal blocking, so either way is not going to.
Yeah.
Because you can block it with the defensive tackle or defensive lineman that's there. And I put jump to snap on in that spot, and it doesn't actually work. So it won't affect it if at all.
That'd be cheesy as fuck if it was an automatic block.
It would be ridiculous if you just because it's perfect all the time. So you should be able to block it, but that's not how it works.
Yeah.
So good thing that EA for coding that into the game.
Yeah. They thought ahead on that one. All right, Carlos Casillas says, I love squads, but would play it more if YouTubers played it more. It was a blast so early on, it just needed more hype. Also, that mobile train system we do. Okay, so do you think squads would be more hyped if YouTubers played it more?
No, I mean we tried. It's not like I don't think it's that YouTube. I don't think EA put enough time into it to where we wanted to keep playing it. The whole point of this whole game,
Like people like X Ryan and Clickwood played it a ton this year, though.
they played it a lot, but Ryan didn't really stream as much, really upload as much on it because Ryan's weirdo. Like he's not just stream the game. I don't want to stream it. Okay, then just upload a video. Well, I don't want to do that either. Well, what do you want to do, Ryan? Ryan he just be weird at times. But like so
I love how you said that. I love how you said that.
I love that dude, but he's just a weirdo. But like so I'm looking at like what EA offered with squads. There's other than the John Madden head coach, there's no reason to play. I'm not getting that coach. I literally have to spend. Let me do the math real quick. I know it's 1,000 silver tokens. How many for the elite for the coaches? Hold on, I gotta go do the math. Let's see. So it's 25 for each coach, right? 25 tokens for each coach times by 32.
Yeah, it's
so it's damn near 2,000 tokens to get John Madden for free. And the hours that goes into that is not obnoxious, and there's no extra objectives. There's nothing. So like they didn't put no time into that draft champions outside of that first update to fix botting. The only time they addressed draft champions was to address botting, and that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't play. I like the mode still. I like playing with subscribers. When I did those streams, people had fun just coming in, picking up a couple people, playing with them, and just running quarterback, having fun. But I don't want to play. There's nothing to play for.
Yeah, you're very much reward driven. Like I yell at my teammates too much, so I just don't. I don't want to do that.
They're cussing. I know, bro. Don't.
Like, I tell like the biggest thing that stands out to me the one time, and somebody clipped it on Twitch, and it's one of the biggest clips. But basically, I tell this guy, and this isn't part of the clip, which makes me look like a real asshole. I tell this guy, if you're gonna play free safety, you better make sure nobody can run behind you. Snap of the ball. He bites down on the free safety as a guy runs right past him. They throw a streak for a touchdown, and I'm just yelling the guy's name out. I literally told you that 5 seconds ago. Don't let them streak behind you if you're gonna play free safety. And so I get angry at my teammates if they do stuff like that. So overall, my experience in squads, not the greatest, and it didn't do great on YouTube either. So it seemed like the audience didn't care. I didn't have fun. The audience didn't care, so I just gave up on it, and that's why I didn't do any squads this year, mainly because I didn't like it. So
yeah, it's once you realize that it's just go out there and have fun because you're gonna make mistakes. Cause especially I play quarterback, so I'm like I'm not gonna be criticizing anybody because this is the hardest thing on the field to do. And so I'll throw picks, I'll humble the ball. So I'm just like I'll get out here and play. I'll do it occasionally because it's just fun to do something different instead of doing the same old like repetitive weekend league or draft champions thing. So I get on there occasionally just to have some fun. But if they would have put more effort into it besides just copying and pasting it from Madden last year, then if it came out of the gate actually working, I think people would have been more excited about it. Because there were times where you get into a game and you would get lagged out, get a loss instantly. So like it just wasn't like, it wasn't ready for launch like they said it was going to be.
Yeah. Hey, so we'll see if next year maybe I was always thinking about doing like our video together. I really enjoyed. Me and you did that, like in trolling MUT squads, and that kind of our act together. I just saw so I looked at my tweet impression earlier today on one yesterday. I was making fun of that guy with the power ups that he tagged us both in. He did like his entire binder worth of power ups, and I tweeted out all those coin wasted like tears in the rain. That tweet has more views than any of my videos for the last month. What the fuck?
The impressions is crazy.
Yeah. Since that's got more since about April 12th, I think it's close. So over a month. My one tweet that I took me 5 seconds to write. I don't know, man. Twitter's extreme.
Twitter, yeah. I don't know how impressions work though. I feel
it only got 64 likes. Too.
Impressions are weird, bro. Impressions are super. I seen the video with I think 20,000 retweets, under 1 million views. I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works, but apparently that's what Twitter's weird, man.
Yeah. Anyways, that's it for the podcast text, I think. Unless you got something else.
No, that's all I got. I gotta head back to my job.
Well, have fun, good sir, and do some exciting stuff so we can get on that text message train next week and hear a real banger.
This weekend, we're going to be going to a Memorial Day party.
Oh, yeah.
So that's going to be fun.
What's going to be consumed at this Memorial Day party?
Tequila.
Nice. A Colorado tequila party.
Lots of, and Rocky Mountain oysters.
Bull testicles?
Wait, that's what those are? Never mind. No bull testicles.
But it gives you strength. Wait, are you still vegan?
No, I'm chickening. I only eat fucking birds. I'm birdieing, whatever the hell that is.
I like that. What about fish?
I need to get more fish. I'm going to Costco tomorrow, so we'll go ahead and get some shopping in. So I'll probably get some fish as well.
Nice.
No red meat, bro.
I don't know. Red meat's just too delicious not to eat.
It's delicious, but it messes my body. I get sick, so.
Yeah, definitely. Understood. All right.
All right, Fox. I will talk to you next week. But it's episode 113 of the MUTMen podcast. Check us out on iTunes. Check us out on Stitcher Radio. We don't have Stitcher Radio. I'm just making stuff up. Leave a review if you guys enjoyed this episode or any of the episode in the past. And we'll catch you guys next week on Fox's channel. Bye.
See ya.